All right, take two. Okay, I don't know what happened to the last one. It froze, it did something, so I'm going to try it again. If it don't work, then that's it for today. And I tried. So, okay. So, here we go. Take two. So this is what I had intended to talk about last week, 2 weeks ago. But I got distracted with my phone not working, so I did not convey what I wanted to convey. So I get a lot of, hi Cassandra. I get a lot of questions about property prices and why they're not going up or how the jobs affect them because we've got those Costco's and all that came in. So right here is the long-term real estate success formula. I got it from REIN Canada. There's a big acre this weekend. You can come and be my guest if you'd like. I'd love to take you if you're really interested in investing in real estate as a mode to financial freedom. So if you're interested, please contact me. I will set you up as my guest. I would love to have some company. Okay, so not that there's not company, there's like 500 of us in a room, but still be nice to have a guest. So this is the Arrow. So it's been over 30 years, tried, trusted, and true on how real estate. Here we go. So it first starts off with the gross domestic product right here. So if that is on an increase and usually higher than, you want the provincial average or the area average higher than the Canadian average, then that will bring employment growth. With employment becomes population, because who's going to fill those jobs, right? Population. Now, when someone comes in and they move into an area, usually for the most part, they rent, just because in that way they get a feel for the neighborhood, they know what's going on, where everything is, so they're not purchasing in a place and they decided they wanted, the neighborhood next over or anything. So a lot of times they rent, or they could be new to Canada, so they've got to start building credit. Lots of different reasons, but for the most part, they rent when they first move in. So then when they have an increased rent, then obviously it's going to be in decrease your vacancies. And then we do live in this is a supply and demand market. So with decrease in vacancies become increased rents, because there's less on this to supply, so they can charge more. Then with the increased rents, now at this point, lots of people, they start looking at the purchasing of a home because it just makes more fiscal sense to start buying a home. So they're going to look at the purchase property demand is going to increase, and then therefore your property prices are going to increase after that. So can you hear me now? So this is how it usually goes. And if you notice, it's from a 12 months to an 18-month window from when employment starts growing to when it actually hits your, like, the purchase price, because they've got to live in there. There's leases that usually go up with your purchase price. So it goes employment growth. Employment growth brings in people. People have to have a place to live. Most of the time they rent. With the rents become decreased vacancies, increased rents, and then it finally hits your property values over here. Perfect. Okay. So, and then now with this, you'll also see, okay, so employment growth. We haven't had a lot of the fly-in, fly-out jobs or the higher income jobs hit us very much yet. So that is also going to affect this, because with the mall and the Costco and all those types, those are going to be hitting your like $300,000 properties, your middle income properties versus your higher income, just given the fact that that's apply. And with the way the mortgage rules changed as well, people are going to be able to qualify for less. So the demand for this middle income property is going to be more as well, just given the jobs and the fact that those people are all going to be hitting the same market. So yeah, and then there's like, okay, I lost my train of thought because my phone. Next time I'm going to shut my ringer off. That's for truth, because now I got distracted with my phone. Okay, so we have here as well some that I got off the ATV. I don't know if you guys are on the Owl, but it's really quick. Todd Hirsch is amazing. I've seen him talk. If you ever get a chance to see him talk, it's usually sold out, standing room only on the Owl. Can't believe he's in economics because he's got a very amazing personality. You think some economics, it's not. But so there's some rough patches in September, is what he said. Some job markets slip. Another thing too, we got to watch with the job markets, because you don't want it all to be government funded jobs, because that just means our taxpayers are paying their dollars, and it's not actually it's not actually like other small businesses. But here it says the provincial unemployment rate now stands at 7%, an increase of 0.3%. So it's good to notice about things like that. I was on a job employment rate is very much month to month, or like it changes all the time. But I was on a tour this summer, and they did say that Nisky was at a 7% vacancy rate, is what the gentleman on the bus said. So I think that's pretty good in comparison to what it was. Yeah, so things I think are looking up. You can see I've just posted something as well about a $2 billion natural gas plant that has been approved up north. So being so close to the international airport, I know that's part of our population growth, because young families, they don't want to have that fly in and fly out, and dad or mom miss 2 extra days. So they're really only home for 5 out of 7. So having those type of things, yes, they are up north, but being so close to the airport is so good for our communities. Leduc, Beaumont, Millet, Devon, because it's easy to travel. You don't lose a day in the extra plane ride to and from. So even though they don't directly, they don't affect us in our center, they do affect us for our rental and for our housing prices. So that is why I share that type of stuff on my pages and on my Invest Leduc page, because it does, and it is relevant with that flying with the airport. Excuse me. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. Sorry that it messed up at first. Hopefully this one doesn't and hasn't kicked me off or froze yet. So go team. Yeah, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. See you. Happy Wednesday. Enjoy the crazy, beautiful weather. Bye. Oh, how do I, if you end this live, isn't it? If you choose if you want to save it or leave it. Okay, I'm going to save it. Bye.